to me, and it ended up raining while the sun was out. And that
Precious.
that's the Notebook.
Because I'm not dropping it low and spreading it wide for coffee.
Right.
All of our grandparents. But are we gonna put more with that mark in that prayer? What action are we gonna put in place?
I like chilies though, but listen,
Hello, and welcome to Ladies POV. We're so thankful and grateful that you were able to join us this evening. Before we get started, the first thing we'd like to do is just ask you to like and subscribe. We are a panel of ladies who speaks about hot topics, as well as some political things going on in the world. My name is Devin. I'm also joined by Lucretia and Miss Rue.
What up, y'all?
I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you guys.
I know. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
We can.
It gotta be it has to be the laptop. But you know what? I did drop it. I dropped it like 6 times in Florida, so that might be it.
You can't do that.
Drop that. Because you need it later.
You cannot drop it. You can't drop the laptop. What's up, Lamar?
Go.
Yeah, it's Ray and Nephew's fault.
It's their fault. Yeah, we're gonna blame them.
And now you got to buy another expensive laptop, possibly. Hopefully, you'll be able to fix it though, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Well, ladies, since we're going to try to cover quite a few things. First things first, we would love to pay homage and tribute to Miss Cicely Tyson, who we lost on the 28th. I don't think we have time to even talk about who this woman was as a person. So I think everyone knows who she is. And if you don't, shame you. Let's pay tribute to this wonderful human being. That was awesome. That just made my
tear.
I can't drink.
That made my everything. I know we're not going to get into that. I just want to say I think about Cicely Tyson, and I think about the fact that she lived through things like the beginning of like the civil rights movement. She lived through Jim Crow. So she saw that horrible, horrible stuff. But before her death, she was also able to see things like Obama elected president. And I hope she was aware of the first black vice president as well. So I think she's seen the lowest of the lows, but she's also seen some of the highest of the highs as far as the black community in her life.
Yes. You don't do her justice. I know. Yeah, she absolutely was a trailblazer.
My favorite role of hers, even though it was small, is when she was in Hoodlum. When she played Queen in Hoodlum. Like, that showed so much diversity because she was always, a mom or someone not as powerful. In Queen, I was like, yo, that's a boss.
And I know it's not about him, but I just want to give a shout out quickly to like a Tyler Perry, who kept someone like that in our life for so long until where we could see her acting at an age where we all, let's be honest, no one else would have picked her up and given her the opportunity. So I
hope he does. I hope he's the one in charge of her biopic. I don't want anyone else to get it. I really hope Lifetime doesn't try to do one. See, Shantae, I hope Tyler Perry is allowed the privilege of making her movie.
And then I found out that he used to cushion her paycheck and wouldn't tell anyone on the back end, which she deserved it. I think I would have shot it to the heavens. But I'll just say, I think, he has his faults, but I think he's great in so many ways for just uplifting her. So
every character that she ever played, like, that's what I aspire to be like. Like, I want to be a grandma and carry myself in the way that she did. Like, how
I can see that.
Yeah.
And her sexy on and why did I get married? She was still saying you could be sexy at that age with your husband. I mean, I just loved her.
Wise, she would always drop some jewels, some knowledge. It's just,
all the time. And thank you guys also for joining us, Kendrick and Charles. What's up? Now, I hate to leave such a beautiful story and go into this one. But I'm glad she probably had no knowledge of it before she left us. As y'all know, Friday, this Chad Wheeler faces charges of domestic violence, where he was arrested Friday for viciously attacking his girlfriend, who happened to be African-American, basically almost tried to kill him. He was shocked that she survived. She called the police. Actually, when the police got there, he was still attacking this woman. I think he made a comment about being in a manic episode. And then we discussed, Dez even posted something when he sees him. He's, it's on site type situation. It's a lot. Ladies, where are you on this one?
I'm pissed. How is it just domestic violence? Why is it not attempted murder? When that woman woke up, he said, "Oh, you alive?" Why is it not attempted murder?
I don't understand that either.
Ask me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn domestic cases actually get a lesser sentence. I know in Texas, like the most you can get for a domestic assault is like 160 days. And that's with the judge like actually pushing for that. But most cases, I don't think that actually happens. So it's really weird that whenever stuff like this actually happens, that you would go for the domestic part. Like you would highlight that it was a domestic assault versus this is attempted murder. The part that got me was that I don't know if he was saying it like in a narcissistic, jokingly manner, but when he realized that she was still conscious, like he looked at her and was like, I could just picture this dude with a plate in his hand, drinking a smoothie, like, dang, you still alive? Like it was a joke. Like that was funny. And she's the one that actually physically called and said, "Hey, he's having a manic episode." So she gave him an out. The part that I actually like about the situation is that we have our Black men that is actually supporting her. You had Shannon, what is it? The Skip Bailey and Shannon
Sharp.
He actually said, like, I understand, like, you want to say that it's a mental health issue. However, there is no excuse for this turning into an assault, and we're not highlighting the assault. And it took till Wednesday. This happened on a Saturday. This took till Wednesday to actually be like headlining news. Like this is what happened in the NFL, and like Ray Rice situations. They didn't say, oh, it's mental health issue first. They said he was a bad man and he needs to go to jail. He needs to burn. He needs to do, and they do the same thing with Michael Vick. What got condemned for dogs, right? Same thing. You want to talk about a white man get caught doing something unsavory? You want to talk about it's mental health? That is not a mental health issue. That's not a mental health issue. That is a person issue. You felt comfortable enough to almost kill this woman, strangle her, beat the crap out of her, and then laugh with a plate in your hand and a smoothie talking about, you still alive? Dang. That makes no sense. He needs to be, and he's bonded out. He's bonded out less than 72 hours later? He bonded out right then and there. And it's cool. We didn't get the story till Wednesday, and this happened on a Saturday. But thank you.
Tate said he's lucky that she didn't wake up shooting. I'm wondering if she got brothers, because I'm just thinking about the me and my family, honestly. I'm gonna call 911, but when I hang up with 911, I'm calling my uncle, I'm calling my son, I'm calling my cousins.
No, I'm calling
they coming.
If you call 911 and they there, then you already know who's going to jail. White dude ain't going to jail.
But I'm calling somebody, because it doesn't make any sense. And like, I'm so grateful that these football players these black men are standing up and saying, yeah, we're gonna come and get you. Because that, to me, it's nothing but attempted murder. If his charges is not changed to attempted murder, I'm sorry. I don't get it.
I'm kind of on. I do agree that he should have been charged with attempted murder. Don't get me wrong, and I do agree that he should be held accountable. However, I do think it was also mental health involved. Because let's be honest, y'all. To do what he did, the way he did it, that's not normal. To think you killed somebody, beat someone to death, go eat a meal, and things like that. This is what we see on movies and stuff that, like, serial killers that you hear when they do that, they kill somebody and then they'll like sit beside them and eat ice cream. You know what I'm saying? I believe this man's not normal. I believe this man is not safe to put back into society, because someone with that mentality who could hurt someone like that and almost kill someone like that, I'm not even going, of course, there's race is an issue in many ways, but I think he is a detriment to society. And I don't think this man should be able to be, and I don't know what pills they make or what counseling that they could do to fix him, but can you fix that? Can you fix that human who can be normal 1 minute and be ready to kill you and harm you like that the next second? And then he was able to immediately bail out. That man hadn't been treated, or nothing hadn't been righted in that time that he came out. He should not have come out. The NFL definitely should be ashamed. I do think it was attempted murder. I do think he should go away for a really long time and get whatever rehabilitation it is for someone with his state of mind. But yeah, I do.
My issue with them claiming that it's a mental thing is, I've worked in the mental health industry. And when someone comes in, some normal off the street comes in, it is an automatic 72-hour hold. As soon as the police say this was manic, this was bipolar, this was whatever, anytime they equate it to a brain issue, it is a mandatory 72-hour hold. So I'm not understanding, if you're going to throw this across the screen and say, oh, he was in a manic state, why he wasn't held.
But sociopaths that become serial killers are also put away forever. And they have diagnoses of being sociopaths, or they have multiple personalities, or they have psychosis and things like that.
Not a sociopath. Being bipolar does not make you a sociopath.
No. I also don't think, I think bipolar is a term that people use loosely. I think that whenever something goes wrong with people, because I've heard them call people bipolar because they in a bad mood on Monday, and then Tuesday, you're not bipolar. You just think
moody.
I think they use bipolar too loosely. I don't think he's bipolar. I think he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think he needs to go away. I just think he's a sociopath. Yes. I think he has psychotic issues. I'm being honest with you. And I think someone like that, who could hurt anyone in that realm, could hurt anybody like that. And I think it should be attempted murder, and I think he should go away. And yeah, I commend Des Bryant and people like that for saying what they're saying, but I think for them to protect him like this and keep him from being held accountable and not protect society is 100% wrong.
Okay, so they're not holding him. It's the storyline. So whenever they put it out there, when the story finally got news, the question was raised: why wasn't it news? And it was, one, because he's not a headliner. He's not, he's like basically a nobody in the NFL, right? So it wasn't important to put out there. Plus, his contract was ending, so they were like, well, we'll just. His contract's done. We just won't put him in the NFL. He's done. So therefore, he's considered a civilian at this point. And so they act like they don't have responsibility over him. So we have to get those things straight too. The reason why this is such an even more big issue is because the cultural sensitivity, for one. He's a white dude that's telling a black woman to bow to him. Then you're going to sit there and tell society or the public that, well, the reason partly why we're not really responsible for him is because he's had it was a manic episode. Well, guess what? It was also brought to the forefront beforehand that this is not the first manic episode that he's had. And when he was in college, when he was first drafted, he had an episode, and that was supposed to raise a red flag then, and it didn't. So the NFL took him on, kept him, knowing that this guy was a ticking time bomb, and that is the other issue. Not the fact that he did all this and he's probably a psychopath, anything like that. It's the NFL was very aware of his mental state. 2, he did this to a black woman, him being white. And 3, like, you're supposed to be held accountable for your players as the NFL. You're a national league. Like, you should be held accountable for your player. He's not just out yet. He's not out yet, and you guys he still should be reprimanded. Those are the points.
See, I didn't know that he had pre-existing examples of being manic. Why would you sign him and you know that? I mean,
medication. He stopped taking his medication.
You know, Lamb Levity just mentioned posted an interesting question. Should Ray Rice get the same level of outrage from other black athletes? Did he?
I don't think he did, but he should. I'm not a fan of anybody hitting anybody. So I think if Oprah hits Stedman, we need to be mad at Oprah. I do not like anybody hitting anybody. I'm a fighter. I'm sorry. I've been in that relationship where somebody tried to hit me. We're going to fight. You're not going to hit me. I feel like if you need to put your hands on me, we need to separate. So, yes, I think we should have been just as mad at Ray Rice as we are at this man. Mm-hmm. I'm not for domestic violence. You're not hitting me. I'm sorry. You're not going to hit me. If you hit me, you better hit me and knock me out. And don't be there when I come to. Because, oh, girl, he blessed. Because I'd have got up, we'd have been fighting.
So
I do think that men need to start holding more men accountable. I mean, or recognizing that it's wrong and addressing it. And I think it will decrease it happening so easily. Because, of course, we all know it happens a lot more than what we hear about. But people kind of, brush it under the rug and things like that.
Yes, Shantae, put them in your pocket, sit on them or something. Keep them to yourself.
Or leave.
Yeah.
Or just walk out because you're mad and give yourself a little time to cool down. And Charles was saying, can I be my daughter, sister, etc.? I would have bailed him out myself to talk to him about what happened. Yeah. But I just wonder what would have happened if he wasn't white. And because when the cops got there, apparently he was still on her, attacking her. And things didn't go bad. He wasn't beaten. Nothing horrible happened to him on the way to the police station. And I don't know if it's because they knew who he was. I don't know. I'm just curious to know how that happened.
Nah, I don't think they knew who he was because, like I said, he was a nobody in the NFL. So it couldn't have been that they knew who he was.
Yeah.
Or couldn't have existed.
Just happened to be the right hue. So he was able to get away with it. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's lighten it up a little bit. As we all know, there was a little incident that's got the higher ups all ticked off with the GameStop fiasco. I've recently started kind of learning about the stocks and things like that, borrowing stocks. The thing is you want to borrow against a stock that you expect to continue to decrease, and then you buy it back later because it's lower, but they flipped the script on them. And I do love that at one time the GameStop stocks had gone as low, I believe it's like 5, and now it's like to up 1,500 a share. And some people call it like the Robin Hood theory. Mm-hmm. But I do know that the government is trying to push I don't know. I don't know how I kind of feel about this.
Matters.
Huh?
I said government never should have any interference within civil matters. I feel the same way about child support. It is not your business. It's not the government's business. That is a civilian matter. You would say the same thing in domestic cases whenever you're trying to get your kid. Oh, the police go, oh, I can't do anything because that's a civil issue. This is a civil issue. If rich people want to lose money, are losing money, and the people are buying it, let them have
a lot of money. They're losing billions.
But this isn't the only bubble that we're gonna hit. It's gonna just watch. I don't play stocks. I do have stocks and bonds, and I've had a couple finance classes when I was getting my master's. But if you watch it, there is going to be a bubble because a lot of people are now running to the stocks. They're buying stocks, they're buying bonds. They don't know what they're doing. They're not getting good financial education, and they're just picking stocks. And I don't think this is going to be. What'd you say, Rue?
They're inflating the market.
Exactly. And so there's going to be like, take like the Kool-Aid pitcher. It's already full of Kool-Aid, you know, and it's halfway done. And now you're just going to keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. Nobody is watching that limit. And soon it's going to start to overflow. And then we're all going to be screwed because nothing is going to be worth anything. I understand we do have safeguards in place, but we got to get some education on what we're doing. That way we can head off all these GameStop and Robinhood stuff that's going on. I personally think it's illegal. I don't think they ought to be able to call Wall Street and say, stop that. I think, it's some stuff just from school, just some things that I think it's illegal. I think all of them who pulled out, just like Martha Stewart, she knew what her stocks and stuff was going to do. She went to jail for insider trading. That's how I feel.
So why
all of these big corporations are doing. You didn't have the right to tell us to stop. Huh?
I'm with Shantae. I'm rooting for the little guys. Like I'm anti-capitalism. So
I'm mad. I didn't put any money into GameStop. I didn't buy anything with GameStop. Right? Like I got up looking at my dang on stock. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't buy it. So I was a little upset about that one. I mean, I have my portfolio is very diverse, but I was still like, God, dog, how I missed that? But again,
like, and you know what's so funny now that people are starting to buy up the little people stocks, meaning like your old Blockbuster, and I love it. I love it. I love that
I'm waiting on it because I mean, if you read the word, it say the last shall be first. But
Rue was right. The government's going to stop it. They're not going to let. They're not going to let it happen. They're going to.
They can't, and it goes back to a lot of other stuff. Money speaks. And if too many of us get enough of that green, they ain't gonna care about our skin. It's gonna now all the black people with money are gonna start making laws and be influential because now we can buy the people that are sitting there that are making the laws to stop us. They don't. When you start hitting people in their pockets, they start listening to you. So if you get a lot of money, now you have power. They don't want us to have power. We have been powerless for too long.
Oh, I got
a plan. The government, if we really had money and we used our power the right way. Oh, like when Breonna's family got all that money from her being shot, murdered in her bed. Mm-hmm. I was praying that somebody grabbed a hold of that family and said, this is what you need to do, X, Y, and Z. Because they could have made so many changes. I don't know if they've spent all the money or not, but it would have been a huge impact if they'd have done some stuff with their money.
I know, but it's got me more interested in stocks. I was just kind of dabbling in it and checking it out at first, but now I'm like,
my children, for Christmas, they get a new stock every year. And they might decide to change. Like one year, my daughter was like, I want Kraft. So I'm thinking like arts and crafts. She was like, no, Kraft macaroni and cheese. And I said, why? She said, it may not grow fast, but it's stable. She said, everybody eat macaroni. You know what? You're right. At the end of the year, she didn't make a whole lot of money, but she came out with like $400 more than what she put in. Hey, go right ahead.
Okay.
Just know what you're doing. So, I think it's education.
That's actually pretty decent, Kraft macaroni, because like in times like this, like when there was a pandemic and we were quarantined, that was something quick, fast. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. So I can see how she can make a few dollars off of that one. I'm currently invested in marijuana stocks, and it's fickle with that one because you have to actually watch it, because it has to do with the grow itself and who they're merging with and what laboratories are actually buying them. So
I need to get with you because I wanted to invest in them, but I didn't know which one.
Yeah, like right now, I think Tilray is merging with Afria, I think is the stock, and because a lab bought them to do experimentation on something, so that means that stock is gonna probably end up going up. Don't quote me on it, I don't know, but it's interesting to me. That was something that an article put out in regards to Tilray, so I'll probably be looking more into that one. But next subject.
Look, sidebar. I just left Miami Beach and I had a photo shoot. So, oh yes, please we're not stockbrokers. We're not financial advisors.
I'll be
Don't
like,
be trying, because I ain't got no money.
don't
Thank you, Shantae.
Drew told me that's still right. Do not do that because I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you. I'm just saying what the article said. Look.
We're going to be sitting in court like Oprah was when she made that comment about ground meat. Island Farmers sued her. Because of rule.
Don't do that. Speaking of investments and everybody coming up, y'all know Joe Biden has not been in office very long, but he has started putting so many policies in place, even things related to like racial equity. I mean, just everything, building jobs, coronavirus, like everything. And he hasn't been in undoing a lot of Trump's policies. I even recently listened to him calling the, people that are white, thugs, the ones was related to like the insurrection, all the things we wanted that we never heard.
So we do have to clarify that this is racial equity, not equality.
Yes.
So equity and equality are a little bit different. Equity is more talking about the mannerisms and breaking the system itself down, using internal structuring to correct a pretty much potentially threatening to minority group atmosphere. So we're breaking that down, watching, instilling more political correctness into the system itself. And checking, wealth, like poverty versus wealth versus, your demographic. That's what equity is. We're not talking about, he's going to fix equality. He's not doing that.
No, he can't do that. To me, that's a mental.
That's a people thing.
That's a hard issue.
I wish there was a policy you can write for that, but unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's not. Yeah. What are you thinking about Biden's new policy as well, Krisha?
I'm excited. I'm not going to say that I believe everything wholeheartedly because, there's always going to be a bump in the road. I am excited about him, what's happened so far, him trying. I want to see what happens. I want to see what's going to be here for my kids. That's really what I want to see. How long is this administration going to go 2 terms and he's really going to have time to implement all of this, or is it going to be overturned? So I'm hopeful, but at the same time, I'm not running out telling my kids, everything, he's the great white hope, everything is better. We're still operating.
You put that exactly right. Don't go sitting there talking about he's the great white hope.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so I do like some of the stuff that he's trying to implement. And again, this is a democratic thing. Anytime you get a Democrat in office, they're always going to talk about their environment first, right? Mm-hmm. It's always going to be, we need to save our planet. But they've been doing this for a long time, trying to get things put in place to convert us over to more of a environmentally friendly and energy sustaining environment, energy, self-sustaining energy environment. So basically, you're taking I'm still confused about lefts and rights, but so you have the Republican Party that's like mad because his policy is basically taking people out of work. Mm-hmm. And millions of people are going to lose their jobs. So here's my solution. If you're going to offer, I'm talking to the government, if you're going to offer buyouts for these companies and say, no, we don't want your people to lose jobs, how about you pay them to be able to put their current employees into schools, like trade schools, so that they can learn geothermal, solar power, hydropower, all the powers that y'all are trying to implement for the near future by 2053. Because I do read. If you give them money and say, hey, train these people on this, then guess what? Those people will still have jobs. Now, I did watch the whole thing with them shutting the pipeline down, and they were like, oh my God, 11,000 people are out of jobs. Okay, technically, no, those people are not out of jobs. They're out of that contract. They still have other contracts to go to and work. So let's get that straight and stop pointing the fingers, because I can definitely see it from both sides. Yes, we don't want people out of jobs, but yes, there's an opportunity to have those people grow and learn something new. If we're in a technology age and we're in an innovation age, pay those people to learn the technology, pay those people to work those jobs that you want to, have people end up doing in the future. If you want to be environmentally friendly, pay us to do those jobs. That's what I'm saying. Because our taxpayers, us middle class people like me and my husband, we're paying for it already. So whoever in the House of Representatives is watching this right now, please do something about it. Pay them people. I'm done.
We're gonna vote. We're gonna write you in on the next election, whether you want to be or not.
Root for president. My God.
It's an easy solution, man. Corporations get buyouts all the time. Walmart got a new aisle in the dang center of the store. You can pay them to change the aesthetic of their dang. I can't.
But
I had a friend mad at me.
Huh? What was that, Chris?
No, what'd you say?
I had a friend get mad at me because they were talking about raising the minimum wage. And I said, instead of raising it to 15, let's compromise. Raise it to 10 and send people to school. Oh, I was told, you just bougie. You've been making more than it. No, I'm not. I feel like if you teach me a skill, I'm going to make more than what you're handing me. Let me go to school and learn.
They were talking federal employees getting a $15 an hour. Like, that's our military. That's our federal workers that are actually like, yes, they should be getting $15 an hour. They should be. Because
they
if
don't.
I go the street to In and Out, no, they don't. And I'm going to tell you this from personal experience. Our military at one point equated for 24-hour duty equated to $5.25 an hour. And that's bull. I used to be in the military. I looked at that mess because technically we're on hour 24/7, 24 hours.
See, I didn't know that. I have an issue with some people making $15 an hour, and I went to school for 4 years, and some stuff I'm like, I'm happy that they're making that money, but we need to, the ones that have went to school, we need to give them a little bit more. And I understand it's about a living wage. My fear is that we're going to raise minimum wage, and then they're going to come in and they're going to raise the living wage. Everything is going to go up. I think everything is going to increase. And even though you're making $15 an hour, where your rent used to be $1,000 a month, now you're going to be paying $1,500 a month. Yeah. I don't think that gap is ever going to close.
That's the sucky part.
Yeah, I don't. And when I was talking with that friend, he didn't understand what I was trying to say. He was just real upset because he was one of those that would benefit. He doesn't make minimum wage. He makes like 11 something an hour. But in his mind, give me $15. I can do that. I said, okay, but you do realize at some point you're going to cross that threshold in that tax bracket. They're going to hit you harder. So you might not even see that $15 an hour. I said, and if you're being paid more, then everything else is going to go up because they got to get that extra $4 from somewhere. So I don't know. I hope Biden's policy, I
said, we're paying it.
Yeah. I'm hoping Biden's policy has some caveats for that, where they sit down and really think about that long term, and they put something in place saying, okay, if we do raise this, then you can't, landlords have to stay at this amount. You can't raise it for a year or two, or, at least give people, if you're going to give them $15 an hour, give them a year or two to save some of that money. I know everybody ain't going to save it, but put programs in place. Okay, save this amount. If you were if you were existing off of that $9 an hour, it was hard. But if you were still paying out your bills and you were making it, put that extra money up somewhere. Save some of it. And then, when everything goes up, you won't be in such a bind.
I'm with Lamb. Like, if you raise the minimum wage to $15, you're still not going to be able to make it, because I know people who make what I call a decent salary and can't afford the rent at the lowest cost apartments in the area. And if minimum wage goes up $15 and you would think the normal thing would be, okay, everybody's going to be able to make it now. No, they're going to raise their rent up another $300. They're going to raise the water bill up, the electric bill. Like, everything is going to change. I think it's kind of like if you live in New York, you're going to make that kind of money in an entry level position because your rent is double. You know what I'm saying? Your cost of living is double that it would cost someone else. So to me, it makes sense that you go to New York and you make a large amount of money for doing something that someone, say in Texas, because I know someone I know recently moved here from New York, and he was talking about first he was complaining about how the wages are so cheap when he was looking for a job. He was like, I can't make any money there. But then when he moved here, he realized how much easier it is for him to make it here on that wage, opposed to when he was living in New York, and there were several of them living in his mom's house. And that's not abnormal there because the cost of living is so high. And he was like a manager at a hotel. So, I mean, I think that makes a difference. I think if the minimum wage goes up, it's going to hurt everybody.
Lamb, I see where you're saying education, hands-on experience, and being self-employed. I put more emphasis on the hands-on experience and the self-employed part. Working in HR, having to hire people who come straight out of college, bachelor's, master's degrees. I interview some of these folks, and I swear to God, it's like, how in the world do you tie your shoes? I'm supposed to clear you to go overseas. They already think Americans are stupid. I mean, y'all, I get some of the silliest questions. People call me, I have a fever of 104, I can't find my insurance card. Go to the emergency room. Oh, well, I'll get a bill. Get a bill or you gonna die. Which one do you want to do? I mean, like, Rue, you're laughing. I'm serious. Like, I think hands-on experience, we need more people with that. You know, we used to be an agricultural country. Then we went to industrial, you know, buildings and stuff. And then now we're a technological industry. I think we need to educate more in the technology. I can't even talk. We need to just put more education into where we are now as a country, and then get more hands-on people. Because there was one guy that came in to interview for an IT position. He only had an associate. The man was 18 years old. He had not been to college yet. But if I tell you he ran circles around our IT department lead, and this man has masters and everything hanging on his wall. This boy Mark was so mad. Mark was like, we can't hire him. It don't matter. You don't want to hire him because he knows more than you do. And he knows more than you because he sits at home and that's what he does. Huh?
That is ageism. That is against the law.
And I was like, you don't want him here because he knows more than you. That's it. So I feel like education, yes. But this boy came in with hands-on experience. If I tell you, yes, I think we do need more hands-on experience, Lamb. Education is great.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So if education is great, that means we need to get some solar power plants and stuff invested by, you know, our Black community. That's what direction we need to go in. If this is going to be a technological age, and especially with Biden pushing the green policy, like wanting everything going more green, hey, guess what? Go build a trade school, or put a trade school in those rural urban communities and say, hey, go to school for technology, go to school for solar power, go to school for geothermal, because guess what? Then you definitely will be hired and you will have that job.
And I'm not understanding why they don't have a chance to have those dual courses in high school, because I was a CNA when I graduated high school, because at our little country high school, they were like, hey, come take this 3-week course. It's free if you're still in high school. Okay.
They do that at my kids' school.
Yeah. So I'm like, if you're offering that trade, put some more options in there. Let us leave school with something with some letters behind our names so we can go to work.
And I know like now they have an option for her to also take college courses through the community college while she's in school. So she can graduate with an associate's degree. But she also feels like college is not her thing. That's totally different.
Our oldest finished with an associate.
I think Job Corps. When I was growing up, it was Job Corps that was doing that. Like you can get plumbing, HVAC.
Now see, now there's such a negative connotation on Job Corps. Like the only kids that are offered Job Corps, like the parents are very, very poor, single parent homes. So Job Corps isn't offered to everybody. Huh?
That doesn't matter to me because HVAC, anybody's doing HVAC, electricians, plumbing, all that, they make way more money than probably I do.
Yeah, they make more money than I do. But what I'm saying is a lot of schools don't offer Job Corps anymore unless you're a troubled youth or they feel like you come from a troubled background.
I tried to get
because we inquired about it.
And in order for me to get my son in the Job Corps, I was going to have to give like guardianship to my mom. Because I'm serious, because they wouldn't allow him in the Job Corps because of my income and because I didn't have the hardships that were needed in order for him to get in there. So I was going to have to give someone else guardianship, and then my mom was going to have to get my son in the Job Corps because it wasn't offered to him. That's the truth. My income.
They asked my daughter, was she pregnant or did she have a child? She was like, no.
And then my niece went to Job Corps, and she said it was nothing but party, and they were having sex, drinking, doing drugs, acting a fool. She got actually kicked out of Job Corps.
Wow.
And that's part of that's that systematic oppression right there. That's the part of the system that needs to be broken. So how about all the football players and Jay-Z and P. Diddy? How about y'all start y'all trade school so that we have somewhere to go and learn this? And that way we'll be pioneering the nation again, like we've been doing for the last 400 years. So
I still agree. And I still agree that we should have Ruth for president. So while she's there, she can take care of old Marjorie Taylor Greene. Can you take her this fool? Can you take her a female Trump for me, who is saying the most outlandish, crazy, insane things? I don't know. I don't know how this lady is still in there. And how all of this is okay with all of her conspiracy theories about how she was advocating for killing Pelosi by liking the comments on Twitter. I can't believe someone like this still exists after Trump. Like, I almost feel like she's in cahoots with him and has been communicating with him, and he's like, somebody's got to hold it down while I'm gone.
It's laughable. That's all. It's laughable. We had to have another clown. You know, when the circus is here, you don't see just one. It's 3 or 4. It's a ringmaster, and then he has his little clowns and minions running around. She's one of them. And I think she had, I don't know the name of the syndrome, but you know how like those women are so infatuated with men. Like they have that tunnel vision, and that's all they see. And I think somewhere her opinion of Trump became romanticized. And so she's way out there. Like, I like how she tried to clap, about the blonde hair. And then the lady came back. She was like, won't you come at me when you learn how to spell? And then she misspelled single-handedly. She didn't put the hyphen, and she spelled handedly, Handily. And she was like, learn how to spell, and then we'll readdress his comment. So
but don't you think that after what happened with him being the president and being hushed, so to speak, not completely, but you know what I mean? She's not even at the level that he was at, and she's trying it. I don't understand why anyone would continue to try it and be brave enough.
I think it's a shock factor. It's right now we are living in a shock factor. Let me see how much I can say to keep you interested. Whether I really mean it, believe it, live it, act through it, or whatever. Stockholm. Thank you, Lamb. I really think we are in that shock factor. And so it's, okay, well, yeah, I said purple yesterday. Well, let me say maroon today and see what comments I get. I believe her team is allowing her to put some of this stuff out because they know that it's going to keep talk about her. It's going to keep her in the limelight. So I don't think that right now I think future is her goal. And so it's like, let me keep my name out there. I don't know what else she's thinking she's going to hold, but I do believe she's trying to take her 15 minutes to an hour.
Well, Trump was a white male. And so he had a lot of people
No, he was orange.
Well, orange. Yeah. There was some Caucasian underneath that orange though. And so he had a lot of people to protect him and follow him and uplift him. She's female. If it all goes down and comes down to it, they're not gonna stand up for her, and they're gonna hang her out to dry. I don't think she understands. I don't
know. Some white men come hard behind their women, no matter how stupid they are. They protect them. White women are always the princesses, and then when it all falls apart, they go to the hospital for exhaustion. She's gonna claim, "Oh, I had a mental blip," and now she's in the hospital for exhaustion. I'm glad. I want her to go. I want her to leave. I need her and Betsy to go on to some island by themselves.
It's almost like they have to keep the rhetoric and the negativity going because they don't like where this is going because,
they don't have anything else.
They don't want the unity and all that. Like they don't, I don't know why that's not.
But it circles back to money because if we unify, if we buy these stocks and we get this money, now we have power. Money talks to the government. Money rules the government. And if we have the money, can you imagine what laws we're going to make enforced I can't even speak. I'm trying not to be as heated and emotional. But can you imagine the change that we would inflict if we had the buying power, if we used our buying power, because we have it. If we used our buying power, I mean, we showed up and showed out because we wanted Trump gone. Imagine if that became 50%, because that was only like, what, 14, 16%? Imagine if 50% of did that. They'd have to listen to us.
The problem is people like you and I don't really have a voice that goes, that, you know what I'm saying? And the people who do, like your Des Bryants and you people like that, they don't speak up with that kind of stuff, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I think they like that capitalism. I think rich people like being rich and still having people that are not. I don't think it's
a risk. It's too much of a risk. If I say this, will my pockets be affected? If I say this, will my people really follow me? It's too much of a risk. Nobody is caring about their brother. Everybody is caring about themselves.
Because if you think about it, a lot of people were anti-Trump, but it was like, they didn't want to say anything because they're in a different tax bracket and you can't really lose that money, and and different things like that. Now people like her continue to hurt Black people getting back into that republic, because you have to continue to be anti them. But I think she'll fall off. I think she's a fad, and she'll eventually just completely go away, and that'll be the end of it. I don't know where Rue is, but before we leave for these last 10 minutes, I just want to ask you, did you get to watch that Wendy Williams biopic? I have not yet, but I've seen a billion clips.
Okay, so I didn't get to watch it. I do have it saved to watch. When all of this was airing, I was actually at a shoot, and I don't know if y'all know, but Method Man is my husband. He don't know it, but I mean, we Method Man is my husband. And so when I got the call that they said that Method Man slept with Wendy Williams, I was hurt.
Why?
I don't even know if I want to watch the movie.
Why?
But apparently,
Why?
Because he cheating on me.
Oh, okay. Not because it's Wendy.
No, I just Now my issue with Wendy though, I feel like she done caused so much mess and so much drama. Like, I don't know. I want to see this movie because I want to see all her mess.
But I've seen several interviews that she's done, since she's tried to, since she's marketing her show. Hey, Rue.
Man, I'm so mad.
What happened?
Get into it. My phone died.
We were talking about Wendy, but you want to add anything on Miss Marjorie? I don't want to say Miss. I'm sorry. With that heifer.
Look, man, I'm mad that I missed that part. It's look, I'm a conspiracy theorist just like the next one, but her views are a little outrageous. Like, I remember growing up and hearing that the 9/11 whole fiasco was that it was a hoax, and in part, I do agree in some parts of it because but my stepfather at the time was working at the Pentagon, and he actually told me, yeah, it did hit. So that conspiracy went out the window when he told me that. Yeah, no, some of the stuff, she ran with it. She's just
gone too far. She's gone too far.
Yeah. But everybody got freedom of speech.
I know, but just because you have freedom of speech don't mean you have to be Trump with a vagina. Like, she can.
Right? She's bold with it, man. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to vouch for my president. Trump won with the mask.
And
I think she in love with Trump.
A lot of people are in love with Trump, including some straight men. They were just obsessed.
But I mean, okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself.
Wendy Williams. I wasn't a big fan of Wendy before, but I've heard her backstory and all that this lady's been through. Y'all, this lady's been through hell for like 20 years, from being raped to this man cheating on her 20 years. This lady, his side piece, had several abortions, and then she finally kept one, and he was verbally abusive, and I don't know. I just think
I haven't watched it yet. I don't know the backstory. I told you all I heard.
She's been through a lot.
In the middle of shooting was Method Man, and that hurt my feelings because that's my boo.
Like, but it was just a one night stand. It was just a one night stand.
I don't care. That's my man.
It didn't mean nothing.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go watch this because wait, it's on. It's on.
I
right?
haven't seen it yet either, Rue. I was in Miami.
I think
when
it aired
while I
like
was in South
yesterday
Beach.
on Lifetime, and yeah, she's got a pretty big backstory. But I was shocked that she confessed that he cheated their entire relationship, even from the time that she was like pregnant.
Rue, we can still see you, love.
Rue was like,
You know, that part I don't dislike Wendy Williams as a person. I like her because she's not scared to get in people's faces and ask the tough questions that like Oprah wouldn't ask. But at some point I'm like, let them have a little bit of privacy. I don't think she deserved all the stuff that she got. I did see a quick little blip. I don't believe that, like you said, she's been through a lot. So it's a lot of stuff. I'm like, God.
Very strong though, but why didn't she take that home? Why didn't she take
what home?
That strength that she appears to have when she's doing interviews? And like you said, she had people coming after her, death threats and all that, because she tell all your business. But then
you know what?
How do you walk in your house and you completely just...
I don't think there's a name for it, but this may be revealing a little too much. I can see that happening because I was almost there. When I'm at work, I'm the boss. I'm the powerhouse. You know, being over HR, you work, you know, in an industry where you're one of the few Black women. So when I'm at work, I'm running everything. I wear 9-10 hats. When I come home, I want to throw all them hats in the closet. I don't want to have to be the boss. I don't want to think. And so one relationship, I was allowing a lot of crap to go on because I was exhausted being everything. And so I chose to ignore the stuff that was going on. And then one day I woke up and I was like, screw him, screw her. I'm making it. Oh, yeah, that finger. But I can see it. I didn't let it go as far as she's let it go. But no, I mean, like, he never had a baby on me because that's ultimate disrespect. You're going to cheat on me and you're not even going to wear protection. You're not even worried about my health. You could be bringing me back anything.
He bought that woman a condo 9 miles from their home so that he could go back and forth. But
I keep wiping my face because I know we're past the 15-minute mark, but I'm still not, I don't want to say it. But that part right there, he need a bullet in his ass. I'm sorry. I'm going to be 100% honest. Because if you move your health 9 miles away from me,
he can make these though, because they were saying like on set, he would like yell at her because he didn't like something that she said, and everybody would just be quiet and kind of act like he's not yelling and standing. Like she just seems so strong to become so small.
I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't get there. I pray I'm never there, but those that watch and those that know me, y'all know I'm a fighter. I'm a shoot. Like I'm sorry. You moved her 9 miles away from my house.
He bought
9 miles.
Her money 9 miles away from their house.
And you bought her a house with my money. I'm gonna go get insurance on that property, and I'm gonna wait till you get over there and go to sleep. I'm gonna lock them doors and I'm gonna burn that bitch down.
And a Ferrari.
I'm going to burn it down. I promise you. I'm gonna make that pie, and I'm gonna say, "Go on, baby. I gotta shoot a little bit longer today." And when he carry his ass 9 miles down the street, I'm gonna wait good till the middle of the night. 9 miles is nothing to walk. You can walk that in 30 minutes. Baby, I'm lighting that bitch on fire. And when I light it on fire, I'm going to go to the little gas thing in the back, and I'm gonna sabotage that. I'm gonna do it 5 or 6 times so it can't say that it was just one incident. No, she is gonna be record of her calling the gas company saying she didn't had a gas leak 3 or 4 times. Or I'm gonna mess with the white something, because when it goes off, oh no, then it would have been a whole different Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams' husband was found burned up, and I'm be like, he sure was. I'm gonna play, oh my God, my husband. And the whole time, like, yep, I burnt both of their asses up. Yep. Yep. I'm sorry. No. Don't go home and do that, but yeah.
To me, it just means having a whole lot of money don't mean you have a perfect life.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Avion Bellstar?
The man that claims he was sleeping with Wendy's husband as well.
Oh,
I'm good. Okay, look.
Tearing up over here.
I don't care who you sleeping with and what you doing. Be 100% honest with me, so I have a choice. Don't take my choice from me. And if you sleeping with men and women, you better make sure you halfway across the country because I'm coming for all of y'all. And as famous as Wendy Williams they knew who she was. Now it's one thing if I'm cheating.
He worked for Wendy. He works for her.
Yeah.
And was sleeping with a man behind her back.
I'm biting my lip again.
Hey, we passed 15.
He'd have got a piece of the cake. I'd have had all of them over there.
And then in a divorce, after as horrible as he did her, she still got to pay him. She still got to pay him.
If he was dead, she wouldn't.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
And
she's talking
if they've been married 20 years, she get his Social Security.
She's talking about how now they're living in her house and driving her cars and.
I burn that down too, because you know she got insurance on it. Everything on fire.
Well, he got it in the divorce. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't give a damn. I'm burning it down. It's gone.
Something about this whole story don't even seem right to me.
Well, because she hired him. He was her manager, so he was entitled.
Of like dragon folks. She's the queen of dragon folks. And you let this one peanut head dude do all this stuff to you and you don't retaliate? Nah, they done left some stuff.
I want to know. Okay, we're 56 minutes in. So I can ask the question, was his penis made of gold or was his tongue made of silk? Like, what was it?
I think she was
something had her very hypnotized.
What? That's what that is.
I think she was just abused. I think she was just an abused. She was afraid of him. Y'all don't believe that? No?
I know she was on drugs for a while. She's talked about being on drugs on her show.
She was
so maybe the whole high.
There's more.
That may have done something, but
I'm gonna stick with that. There's more to the story. There ain't because I'm gonna tell you this. This is twice we've hit on domestic violence issues, right? This show. Yeah. I was one. Like, I was that type where, okay, I'll stay in this because my kids, I'll stay in this because, okay, it's not that he's just hitting me because I fight back, but it was toxic. Like, and at some point, even then, you have to figure out how you're fighting out of the toxicity. And I'm telling you this right now, when a woman is scorned, I don't care how docile, how submissive you are, you got a little mean streak in you. And whatever that
that bitch down.
Come out. There is no way that woman sat there for all that years and didn't have something up her sleeve or didn't retaliate in some way. And so I think you locked up, it don't matter. When you finally come to, you are plotting. I
think she had some self-esteem issues too.
Well, definitely. I think she's had a lot of plastic surgery. She was told from when she was a child she was fat. And
like everybody makes fun of her, calls her a man or whatever, and say she look like a drag queen because she's tall and she got big feet. Because that does bother you. I'm 6'2" and I got big feet.
Actually gave birth and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think she had some self-esteem issues, and I think when Kevin started paying her attention, it was something that she wasn't used to, and so she put up with all that stuff he did behind the scenes so she could be on the street saying she got a man.
Well, she said he was very protective of her. He was very protective of her, and
that you wake up. That's the part. There's a moment that you wake up, and I do not believe that woman did nothing to retaliate afterwards. You got her looking on TV like she's this docile, submissive, this being that didn't do nothing to that man after she found out he cheated.
I'm telling you what she doing.
She was burning some stuff. No,
she's setting up. The gas company is coming. She's setting up them records. The gas company is coming. They're checking the gas. Something going on with the lights, the brakes on the car, something. She's setting it up. A couple months.
Maybe not now. Maybe not now because there's a baby involved now. So maybe not now.
No, she hitting him where right. Look, this is just the beginning. She didn't put out this biopic that's basically going to be showing him in a bad light, showing all the things that he done did to her, and then watch something else is going to come up where this is going to ruin this man's life. I'm telling you, she's probably in her vindictive stage right now. She's finally saying, "Okay, I done woke up." But I'm telling you right now, all this stuff that's on this so-called movie or this biopic. Look, if it didn't show that she had did something to retaliate already, she about to retaliate in the near future. This is not gonna be over and done with. Nope.
Okay.
got. Y'all better be warned. He finna get got.
See, Lamb and Shantae just hit on it, said that he was attracted to her because she was manly looking. And then Lamar just said that they had threesomes and stuff together. Fine. And her definition of cheating is sex without her. So that could be the case. But my thing is still, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to let you have months in that house. And I'm going to burn you and her up. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to send an invitation to the baby. He going to go to camp. The baby's going to be at camp. The baby didn't have nothing to do with it. So the baby's going to be at camp. And then he's going to have to come home and go live with his auntie. Because the way I look at it, bitch, you know about me because you've been doing this for 20 years, whether it's the boyfriend or the girlfriend.
They were together 10 years before they had the baby. 10.
Like you've known about me long enough. You gonna die, both y'all. All three of y'all. All in there together. I hope y'all got a big ass bed. And I'm gonna bury y'all 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
I don't take being cheated on well. That's why I've been single for so long, and like this relationship is new and we still working through. Don't cheat on me because I give you every opportunity to say this isn't working. Let's sit down and talk about this. I know what I'm going to change, where I'll compromise. I know where I'm not. And if you feel like I'm being unreasonable, let me go. I've been single. I pay all my bills. I'm good by myself. You lie to me and you cheat on me.
Yeah, it's the lying part for me.
I have an assault charge because of that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Hey.
Oh, it's on the books.
Lucretia's new boo. Be warned.
He knows.
Well, if you start smelling gas, all of a sudden, just move. Move.
No, the way he found out, I went to go buy a gun. I kept saying, I want this kind of gun. I want this gun. And he kept saying, why do you need that big old gun? You can get this. And I was like, no. And I was telling him what kind I wanted. So we went to go fill out, how to do the application or whatever. And they say, well, do you have any felonies or any charges? I don't have a felony. It's a misdemeanor. And I said, well, how old can it be? And he said, excuse me? I said, well, it was a misdemeanor. And so he's thinking it's like tickets. And he said, the man behind the counter, he said, oh, tickets and stuff don't count. And I said, well, what about assault? And the man said, what? My boo looked, he said, you got an assault charge? I said, we'll talk about that in the car. I said, do I have to put this on there? He said, how long ago was it? I said, it was over 7 years. He said, oh, you good. I said, okay. Yeah, so that was a very awkward conversation on the way back.
But whoever you are, Lucretia Boo, if you smell gas every day and you know you messed up, you better leave. Run.
Don't you see?
Your ass about to burn. You better go. Ladies, this has been so much fun. I feel like we haven't done this in forever. Any final thoughts or anything before we leave? Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching, tuning in. Please like and subscribe before you get out of here. Any final thoughts, my dearest?
Yeah, trade.
I missed y'all.
Yeah, I missed you too. I'm like, man, I ain't seen my girls in a minute. But yeah, trade schools, like bringing our community together, moving forward for the future, get into technology majors. If you don't want to open a trade school, then go to school for technology, go to school for solar power, go to school for engineering, help the nation build things that are going to be progressing in the future, because we trying to beat out China, because China is leading in technology right now. They got 180,000 acres south in Texas. In South Texas right now near the border. They already got kicked out of Houston for espionage. So we need China to
burn them up too.
Yeah, we need China to go away, and we need our jobs here. Create some jobs. Let's get on this technology train. We need to be innovative. Let's go. Let's get it.
Rule for 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that t-shirt. That's gonna be my t-shirt next Sunday.
Just don't be in your feelings when she get that though, because she don't hold back. Don't be in your feelings.
Exactly.
That's gonna be one hell of a term.
Eat. Oh, we gonna eat like Zeke. Let's go.
And my thing is, I'm looking forward to everybody being held accountable for their actions. And I want the punishment to fit the crime, no matter what. That's my thing. But again, thank you guys for joining. Everybody have a good evening. Good night.